Hello there, everyone. This is Ocean Jedi Master, and this is episode 6 Ahsoka episode 6 breakdown. We have a lot to cover, and I know what part is going to take the longest, so let's jump in. But first, spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, or if you don't care, continue on. But I will make this of note. This is only stuff that I can see firsthand, whether it be something that I may see coming in the next episode, something that may correct myself on something I think could happen, or other things. I am going to correct myself of what I thought of last episode about what Balin was possibly getting called from. I did make a theory episode 2 hours afterwards. I'm going to go into more depth of that theory, because I didn't even consider it until I watched another person's video, and as soon as I saw that, oh my gosh, yeah, it just popped in my head. Oh gosh. I'll get to that later. So first off, the episode starts off with the trial of Hera Syndulla. Oh, we knew this was coming. I'm just happy with its outcome, though. But Senator Zeno, I'm probably butchering that name, calls the Jedi fairy tales? Someone get Luke in here, please? What about Luke? Leia's technically Jedi, kinda. I think at this point in time he is teaching her, or has finished her training, or what. I'm 90% sure Ben is born at this point. I'm not 100% sure. The sequel, this part of the timeline is probably because it can get confusing. I'm sure he may be alive, though. He may have been born. Most likely. Ahsoka can't really be there because she's in hyperspace whales. The space whales part is kind of the hilarious part. They're just pointing out how ridiculous it sounds. It does sound ridiculous, but this is Star Wars. A lot of stuff gets ridiculous up in here. But calling the giant fairy tales, dear gosh, you're just asking for Luke to come in there and just humble this man, please. Carson Teva actually references the Mandalore conflict that we saw in Mandalorian Season 3. Which means, it most likely means that, as we see, he probably just got done talking to Mando at that point, possibly. Either that or that. So that means by now we are past Mandalorian Season 3. Or, so it's either just finished or it's finished possibly before Carson went to Cedos with the Hera. I'm more thinking like it just finished between these events, because at least a few days have passed. Actually, now I think about it, it probably has ended before the Cedos part. Anyways, moving on. Hera motioning Zeno motioning the board to give Syndulla a court-martial. Now, I don't know how many people know what that would mean, but those who've seen Clone Wars knows, oh dear gosh, they're trying to kill Hera. That's what it means. Execution. Because Paul Clone tried to save bull crap in Season 4 of Clone Wars with executing Fives and Jesse for saving clone trooper lives by blowing up a separatist supply thing. And Hellcase helped as well, but he sacrificed himself in the process, so wasn't there for the court-martial. The attempted court-martial, no one actually killed either of those two. Then C-3PO comes in to save the day. Now, C-3PO, fun fact, C-3PO and also R2-D2 actually met Hera and the rest of the Ghost Crew in Season 1, Episode 3 of Star Wars Rebels. So, he is aware with them. Just like how Leia met them in Season 2. So, these ties, Filoni's showing them, yeah, these characters know each other. So, them coming out of nowhere to help Hera isn't just some, oh, we're just trying to throw in main characters. No. It's actually showing effects of why these characters popped up in Rebels now. it makes them popping up in Rebels make sense because now they can come in and help Hera. Yeah. And Mon Mothma recognizes 3PO. Now, yeah, we all know that. But the thing is, this could mean one of two things. It's probably the first one, and it's probably because C-3PO was helping Leia, just like he helped her Bail Organa, Leia's adopted father, before with the Senate stuff. And C-3PO has also helped Padme when she was still alive and doing the Senate stuff. And Mothma knew Padme back then, so possibly that too. But it could also help with the fact that both of them served in the rebellion, 3PO and Mothma. In fact, 3PO can be kind of considered a Clone Wars veteran as well, because he kind of helped here and there. One big part is with the Malevolence arc that was specifically in episode 5 of season 1. No, wait, hang on. Sorry, no, it's episode 4 of season 1 of Clone Wars. I've watched Clone Wars way too much. Anyways, Xena once again shows that he was not a rebel and did not, and also has a distaste for rebel veterans apparently as well, because he is disrespecting 3PO. Dear goodness, original trilogy fans and 3PO fans, get your pitchforks ready. I think Xeno needs a lesson in what not to do to 3PO. I'm sorry, no one disrespects Clone War veterans. I love the Clone Wars. Anyways, Mothma finally sees that Thrawn's return is most likely inevitable in this episode. So, yay, the new Rebels can finally do their job. They're no longer incompetent. For the most part. Oh, okay, they're still going to be incompetent. But at least some people are finally getting the big picture of, oh my gosh, Thrawn's coming back. Let's get ready for war. Instead of, nope, let's be lazy buttheads. The title of this episode, Dreams and Madness, as soon as I saw that, I don't know if it's because 3PO was there, but I thought of his line. I forget where it came from. I think it was from Empire Strikes Back. Maybe it was from Attack of Clones. I forget what movie he said it in, but he said, "This is madness." That's just something I thought of. And then during Ahsoka's training thing with Anakin, he references 3 of the big separatist heads. Basically, 3 generals, as you could probably call them, that we saw in the Clone Wars. Oh gosh, I know one of you guys, and I'm probably, right now, the Clone Wars haters are probably like, oh my gosh, please kill me. But I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna break it down what these things mean, so that way you guys don't have to watch the Clone Wars. Although still watch it's good. They are Dooku, General Grievous, and most interesting of all, I was not expecting this, but Asajj Ventress. Now, Ahsoka, as far as we know, never fought Dooku. She never did. Not a single time that we are aware of at this point in time. Now they could go back and say, oh, she fought him this time. But as far as we know, she has not. But she has fought General Grievous twice. Once in season 1, the episode number I'm not aware of, but I do know the episode name, which is Duel of Droids. That was her first encounter with General Grievous. And yeah, she got destroyed. She was lucky to survive. But then she re-encountered him in a rematch in season 5 during the Gathering arc, where younglings get their the kyber crystals for their lightsabers and make them. She had a rematch and fared better, but could not defeat him. She also has fought with Ventress a few times. Now, Ventress is where I'm gonna get this main part of, because I know some of you guys are aware of Dooku and Grievous, but Ventress has appeared in the books and comics. She's appeared in the 2000. She originated in the now Legends Star Wars 2003 miniseries. It's Legends now, not canon to the Disney canon, and 2008 Star Wars: The Clone Wars series and the movie. So I'm gonna go over her canon history, what I know of through one of the books, along with the Clone Wars series. Now, Ventress is, believe it or not, for those of you who haven't seen Clone Wars, you wouldn't know this, but I don't know if this was intentional by Filoni, but she's actually a member of the Night Sister species, the Night Sisters of Dathomir. Yes, the same ones that Morgan Elsbeth is from. She was originally born there. She was given away for the safety of our clan to a smuggler or pirate or slaver or something. Years later, that person was killed by pirates. She was found force sensitive by a Jedi who was stuck on that planet battling the pirates, taken on as his apprentice. Few years later, the master gets killed by pirates. She embraces the dark side, kills the pirates, becomes Dooku's assassin. Then she was eventually betrayed by Dooku because Sidious thought that she was getting too strong, so he was forced to basically try killing her. He failed. She returned to Dathomir. They tried two different plots to kill Dooku. One, where Mother Talzin, leader of the Night Sisters, clouds her along with two other Night Sisters' presences, gives them lightsabers to make them think they are Jedi. A dart that clouds Dooku's senses. He after a lightsaber battle, he foresights them out the window. This shows that Dooku is vulnerable, so he needs a new assassin. He goes to Talzin, offers his service as return for a past favor that Dooku did for her. That one is Savage, which the assassin becomes Savage, is Savage Opress, Maul's brother. They put him under a spell. Eventually, after a mission, the Jedi getting too close, so Ventress needs a help. Savage needs to go in now to try killing Dooku. So she puts Savage under her control. The full amount of foresighting Savage takes breaks her control. Everyone runs away. Savage escapes and goes to Dathomir to go on a further quest to find Maul, while Ventress then later on arrives with her to Talzin and becomes a Night Sister. Yeah. After it was revealed that Ventress was that of Mother Talzin trying to kill Dooku, he sends the droid army led by Grievous to eradicate them all, and only a few survived, including Morgan Elsbeth, Marin from the Jedi games survived, Talzin was kind of survived, and Ventress. I don't know if I'm forgetting anyone else, and no, I'm not including the Great Mother because they weren't on Dathomir. Only Night Sisters on Dathomir count, or Night Sisters we think were on Dathomir. After that, a whole massacre. She becomes a bounty hunter. Eventually takes on a bounty for Savage. She ends up helping Kenobi and getting him out of there. Now, actually, I do have to backtrack. She has had past encounters with Kenobi and Skywalker as well as Ahsoka. But there's so much to cover. I'm just trying to do the basis. Let's see. After helping Kenobi, they escape. She continues doing bounty hunting. Eventually, she helps Ahsoka out a bit in season 5 during the Jedi Temple bombing arc. She, as far as I'm aware, she's given a reprieve or something, or pardon for her actions because of that, because she was able to help find it. But then, finally, this is the end of her story. In the book, which is called a Star Wars: The Clone Wars book called Dark Disciple, she teams up with Quillen Voss to help kill Dooku. Yeah, Quillen turns to the dark side. She gets Quillen back on the light, and she sacrifices herself to save Quillen. Side note about that, the reason that is all that part is because Quillen and Ventress had a relationship. I never read the book. I'm just telling you what I do know about this. So yeah, most of this can be found like in the Clone Wars series, / the Clone Wars movie as well, and the Clone Wars book Dark Disciple. And it looks like Ahsoka is also getting back into her rhythm of using 2 lightsabers, meaning Ahsoka's back to being a boss. Yeah. Ahsoka is once again showcasing the excellent flying skills she was taught from Anakin. Yeah, because as you can see, as far as I'm aware, they didn't get hit once by those mines. And without making their war, yeah, Ahsoka's still a good pilot. Let's see here. And it looks like, apparently, at least the Chimera, if not all Imperial Star Destroyers, have the Inquisitors' database. The Inquisitors were Jedi hunters. Most of them were fallen Jedi after Order 66. Some of them were probably people born around Order 66. Maybe some of them got one of those. But some of them were used as anchors in the Force to attract other Force sensitives. So, don't know for sure about that. We actually see them. We see them in the first 2 seasons of Rebels. We see them in the Kenobi series, along with both the Jedi games. And Thrawn is once again using his knowledge of Anakin Skywalker's tactics against Ahsoka. So, it looks like he was not aware of Ahsoka's relationship with Anakin, but he is aware of this. Either way, it is a Thrawn move. Actually, I should have mentioned this last time. For him to want to see the tactics of his enemies. What he can get from them. But I was just surprised he didn't know about Ahsoka's relationship with Anakin. Yeah. He even referenced the Jedi Purge with the Jedi being thrown into exile with his line of, "They've been good at hiding for many years. They've had years of practice." Thrawn actually, now we see this in full episode. Oh yeah. The New Republic is going to be a much bigger threat than the New Republic or probably even Hera will realize. It is this Thrawn was once able in Legends, I believe it was in Legends, blockade an entire planet with one Star Destroyer. I believe. I should fact check that, but honestly, with Thrawn's genius, I wouldn't be surprised if he's been able to do that. Sabine caught up with Ezra on things that happened during the Galactic Civil War, which is good to see. Good to see that they weren't just, let's just ride off into the sunset or something. Let's see here. So Zeb training new pilots or recruits would probably explain why we saw him in Mando Season 3. Other than for promoting Ahsoka. And showing that it's coming. Ahsoka is coming. And Sabine has yet to tell Ezra how on earth she found him. Yeah, that's gonna bite her in the butt. That is going to bite her in the butt. The Echo and the Grey Mothers, I didn't mention this last time. Probably should. It's similar to how Mother Talzin did it. Mother Talzin, the leader of the witches. Mother Talzin is actually the biological mother of both Savage and Maul, by the way. And she died in the Sons of Dathomir comics by General Grievous. Oh, I feel bad for Maul because he lost his mother, his brother, his entire clan. And he was ripped from his mother's arms as well. So, and was cast aside by Sidious. I'm sorry. There's no reasons why I can't hate Maul. It's because of the bull crap he's been through. Anyways, back on track. Sabine seems to have a force connection with Ahsoka. I'm assuming this is similar to the Master and Apprentice bond that Jedi are supposed to have. And this part's unfortunate for me. I am sad about this because I'm starting to believe that Shin Hati's lightsaber is not canon, and it's just designed similarly just to put Rebels fans theorizing. I think that's what Filoni's pulling here, and I wish it weren't so. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe. I hope. I want it to be Kanan's lightsaber. I'm sorry, it looks so similar. And it's something Filoni would do. Because think about it. If they could get that lightsaber back, they could give it to Jason. His son. Kanan's son. I know he has the pauldron that has a symbol that commemorates his father, but imagine him actually having the same lightsaber his father used. And the Noti, aka the Rock People, as I told them last time, are adorable. I am sorry. They are adorable, and they remind me of the Ewoks with how they fight. I am sorry. They sound so cute. I'm sorry. It's just adorable. I hope none of them die. I don't want them to die. And the way they circle up when they were getting surrounded, and since Filoni is the one who made this, I know this is a reference. It reminds me, in fact, I am 99% sure this is also not just to... It doesn't just... And since this is Filoni, it's also probably a reference to the circle up to Clone Wars Season 2, the episode titled Landing at Point Rain, when the Republic forces are pinned down during the second battle of Geonosis, and they have to make a circled perimeter made up of Republic LAAT gunships and ATTE walkers. It's not as big as that circle, but the way the vehicles are put in with that circle, it just reminds me of it. And knowing Filoni, it may be a reference. Let's see here. Ezra is just gotten stronger. He is definitely stronger than he was in Rebels. He is definitely stronger. That's what I can say about that. And Ahsoka is back to being a boss like she was in Rebels Season 3. Not Season 3, Season 2. Like, seriously. In the Future of the Force, I think that's what that episode was called. It was either that or I believe that's what it calls. It's the episode before, the episode titled Legacy of Season 2. She took on 2 Inquisitors on her own. Now, the Inquisitors were always very strong, and that's something we never saw. Ezra and Kanan struggle with just one of them, and get overpowered by 2, and can barely hold their... By nearly the end of Season 2, they're able to hold their own against them, but Ahsoka dominates them. Like, if she wanted to, she probably could have killed both of them. That's how strong she is. And Ezra and Sabine, I am happy to say, are back to arguing like an old married couple. Like they did in the Rebels Season 4, the episode titled Flight of the Defender. They were fighting in a TIE Defender, arguing in a TIE Defender, because Ezra was flying it while Sabine was trying to disable the transponder. And I was happy to see them arguing. I'm sorry, but for those of you who do not like the Ezra Bean ship, sorry, but it is one of the best Star Wars ships. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, shipping is when you want or ships as well, is when you want 2 people to end up together. Ezra did humiliate Shin in the beginning before she force pushed him into one of the Noti mobile houses, but he is showing this is not the same Ezra from Rebels. He's gotten stronger. Oh yes, and now we got into the part where I thought about what could actually be calling to Baden. Now, yes, I originally thought the Rakata, But there's one thing that could be worse than Rakata. And it's Abeloth, aka the Mother. Now, there are 3 celestial beings that we meet in Clone Wars. The Father represents balance, the Son represents the dark, and the Daughter the light. But eons ago, there was a 4th one, the Mother, who was a servant. But she became a mother-like figure. But as years went on, she got older and older, since she was not immortal like the Father, Son, and Daughter. She was getting older, and in fact, she was actually a very good person. She was able to understand the Son, and it was able to stop both the Son and Daughter from their fights until she reached old age. When that happens, since she was mortal, she drank or bathed in the fountain of the light and the dark, and since she was immortal, she wasn't supposed to do that, and became a twisted, evil being. Her mind was twisted. Her mouth became contorted in a creepy, teethy smile. By that I mean, it's like the rows of teeth, like multiple rows, on the top and the bottom. And she was so strong that it took the combined efforts of the Father, Son, and Daughter to seal her away. Now, in Legends, they sealed her away in the Maw. Basically what we saw in the Solo movie, during the custom run. But if Filoni's bringing her back, this could be where she could be sent to instead. Because to be fair, that's probably a more safer place to put it, since the only way to get back right now is through Pogos, and Pogos die, and currently the Star Destroyers, the Eye of Sion, is the only way to get there without being stuck there. Anyways, there is evidence for it, because Abeloth has called Force users before. If she can't kill them, she dominates their minds, making them servants. And she has called Jedi and Sith in the past. And there is actually no effective way to kill her. You can only seal her away. It's like Ganondorf from the Legend of Zelda series. I don't want to go into more description about Abeloth. If you want, just search up Star Wars Abeloth or Star Wars the Mother. You'll probably get some nightmare fuel. But if that's what's coming, Ahsoka's gonna have her hands full. Thrawn will be the least of the New Republic's worries. And this was Legends Luke who fought Abeloth, not the canon Luke, Disney canon Luke. Legends Luke was stronger. He was probably as strong as Master Yoda, if not stronger. And that still wasn't enough to kill her. He could only defeat her. So moving on from that lovely subject, I'm going on to Balin and Shin's lightsabers. I don't know if I'm seeing things, but I swear those lightsabers are getting closer and closer to red. In fact, they are red now. They're getting redder the more we see them. I don't know if it's because we're outside and it's during the daytime finally that we see it, or what. But yeah, they're getting more to the Sith color red. And it seems as though the one thing that our heroes don't have is time. They have lost valuable time because of this. And it seems as though some of the noted transports, if not all of them, have the symbol of the rebellion, aka Sabine, the symbol on Sabine's shoulder, and the symbol on the necklace one of them had. That's called the Starbird. On their transports. It's in different places, and it's probably a blink and you'll miss a moment. But I swear they have it on there. And it's very well hidden as well for some of them. And judging by the end of the episode, Ezra's definitely bringing the Noti with him. He is bringing them on that transport to most likely to Lothal, and Hu Yang is not gonna be happy with that. He's probably gonna be grumpy. Anyways, that is everything. Well, I'm getting off. May the force be with you.